To our breaking news this hour now. Corruption-accused Zandile Gumede is the new eThekwini regional chairperson. Gumede defeated opponent Tabani Nyawose in the ANC's much-contested regional conference. Our reporters on the scene are Lindokuhle Xulu and Desan Tatia covering the story for us throughout this day as well. And they now both join us live. Lindo, we start with you. Scenes of celebration from that rather large faction obviously supporting Zandile Gumede. What can you tell us about the immediate reaction to this result?
Well, I can tell you that it's not something that the officials of the voting committee would want to see. A celebration just from the onset in terms of what we saw inside that conference. Just behind me at the ICC in Durban, many of the supporters of Zandile Gumede simply turned that place unruly, celebrating and actually chanting at that time. But it's something that the officials would want to shy away from and say that we want to announce the top 5 first, and thereafter people can celebrate, before they continue with mentioning some of the people that are eligible and that qualify, meet the quota in terms of becoming PEC members. But I can tell you, Marcel, that what you've said is quite right. Zandile Gumede, in her absentia, on a step aside, was in fact nominated and now elected as the chairperson of this particular region. I'm trying to signal my colleague to try and bring in the runner-up in terms of the chairperson position, Ubaba Unyawose, and we're just going to go straight to it because I know my colleague Dasin is on standby with some of the people from the faction of Umama Zandile Gumede. Thank you so much, Babu Nyawose, for taking the time and speaking to us. First of all, you just walked through that stage. You were congratulating all of the winners, and at this stage, Zandile Gumede is not here, but I'm sure you would have done the same to her. It can't just be as it seems. You can't be taking it as just a defeat. Yeah. I'm sure there are some emotions involved in this, but just take us through that before we get into the details of what this conference has presented.
Yes, we came to this conference well prepared, and we were confident that we are going to win. But in the ANC, when you contest a position, when the outcome of conference is being announced, no individual person become a winner. But the ANC as a movement wins. But I have to congratulate Comrade Zandile Gumede for being elected as the chairperson of the ANC in the eThekwini region. As I've indicated earlier, that I will accept the outcome of the conference, and even today I'm happy with everything. The preparation of the conference, the manner all dispute appeal have been managed. I also want to applaud the leadership of the ANC, particularly Comrade Sihle Zikalala, the chairperson of the province, and the provincial secretary, Comrade Mtumseni. In a manner they've addressed, clarified, resolved all the issues that had the potential to collapse the conference earlier. I want to thank the leadership they have provided. Now, for me, I'm happy. The future of the ANC in the eThekwini region is bright. The future of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal is bright. I'm sure that moving forward from this conference, the issue of unity will occupy all of us. The issue of reconnecting with our lost base as we are preparing for the next coming elections will be our priority as well.
That's a noble answer from you, Baba, especially because, like you said earlier on in some of your interviews, you've won elections. It can't be easy, though, to lose elections. But one of the things that I wanted to ask is the real feelings that you are feeling now, because you are talking about this noble response that you are giving us, but the feelings that you are having, you did mention in one of your interviews that there's real emotions involved. Just tell us about your feelings at this stage, and more particularly because the person whom has triumphed over you is someone who is on a step aside, someone who's corruption accused, but at the same time someone who was not present at this conference when all of this unfolded.
You see, ever since I've availed myself as a candidate for the position of the chair of the region, I've avoided to talk more about Comrade Zandile because not my character, not my nature. Now, that's why I don't want to speak about her. But what I can say that, for me, I don't see anything wrong with her availing herself to contest the position, because she has a right as a member of the ANC, irrespective. And she has already respected the step-aside rule in the ANC. I don't think that she needs to be punished for that, because the step-aside rule does not prevent her to avail herself if she's being nominated. That's why I don't see anything wrong with that, because majority of ANC members or branches in the eThekwini believe in her leadership. All of us from today, we have to accept that and accept that she's our leader. She's going to lead all of us in the next 3 years.
For many people, you represented renewal. You represented unity within the region. Do you believe that she'll be able to carry that? And do you believe that your supporters that were for this renewal, that were for the new dawn, in a sense, are going to support her as well in this particular position that she's regained now? But more importantly, do you believe that she's going to carry out what you had already set out to do?
You see, from 2018 January, I have been in contact with the Gumede Zandile. We've been talking, we've been meeting, discussing about this conference. The first thing that we discussed in 2018 January, we said, Gumede Zandile, both of us, we have a responsibility to make sure that branches of the eThekwini are united. After what happened in 2015 regional conference, 2015 provincial conference, and 2017 national conference, both of us we agreed. And we've been in contact, we've been engaging, intervening sometimes without informing the public on some of the branches where our names are being used when there's conflict or some disputes among ANC members. Now, both of us have been in contact, and then we agree that we have a responsibility to make sure the ANC in the eThekwini is united, is strong. We even said, whoever wins this conference, we have to support one another. Not because we've been contesting, but because we are both members of the ANC, and ANC comes first, particularly at this point in time where the ANC is slowly losing support. Therefore, no individual leader of the ANC should be above the organization. All of us, we should subscribe to the ANC tradition, values, and teachings. That is why I've been consistent in my message that we need a peaceful, smooth conference, and after that, result that will be accepted by all.
Yeah. I've been told to wrap up because my time is out, but I do have to ask this question. Earlier on in the interview during the week when we asked you whether you're a Ramaphosa man or not, you said you are your own man, but you wouldn't mind Ramaphosa having a second term because you believe he's done well. Yeah. Do you believe that perspective will change now? Just very quickly, because we're out of time. My producer is telling me that I'm out of time.
This is a regional,
do you think that perspective will change now?
This is a regional conference. It's got nothing to do with issues of national conference or who to become the next president of the ANC. Yeah. Those issues will be discussed by branches when the times allows.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
much. The runner-up for the chairperson of the ANC here in eThekwini municipality. I do know my colleague Dasin that there is in fact on standby, but he's speaking about the fact that he's accepting this particular defeat and he's willing to work with whoever wants to work with him.